how long you've been teaching and how you became a teacher? What influenced you to become a teacher?
I taught in the classroom for 11 years, most of it junior high school, a couple years of high school, but mostly 7th and 8th grade, and really enjoyed the time I taught.
Right.
I had wanted to be a teacher as far back as high school.
Right.
I had some really good, influential, positive teachers when I was growing up. And by the time I got to high school, that was a profession that I wanted to pursue. So even before I graduated high school, I pretty definitely knew I wanted to be a teacher. And so that was my focus going into college.
Oh, good. So so then you went on to...
Yeah, I went to college, went on, got my undergraduate degree, and started teaching. First half a year down in Laredo, Texas. I graduated in December, and they had an opening in late January, which was really not an ideal situation, but it prepared me for everything after that, because I went into a classroom that had a substitute for, I think, 2 working on 3 months by the time I got there, who had been released for disciplinary issues. Before I got there, the English department, this was at a high school, the English department got together and put together some really interesting classes for me.
Oh, okay. Good.
So I just kind of walked into the fire, and right out of school myself, and teaching 10th graders, and it was a learning experience. By the end of that year, I was ready to go elsewhere, and I did.
So what do you think the issues in education that are greatest concern to you?
From a teacher's perspective, I would say, there seems to be a gradual loss of, I want to say, autonomy within the classroom, within the teacher's realm itself. I think if teachers stay in the profession long enough, they learn how to deal with this. You often hear, administrators say what they want. When I get to my classroom, I shut my door and I do what works. And I think that's very true for a lot of experienced teachers. Unfortunately, those teachers who are sticking around are getting old and retiring and moving on to other things. And the younger teachers who are coming into the profession don't have that experience yet. So I do find that a lot of times, especially when I went back into teaching with a lot of the younger teachers, they felt very restricted of what they could do, the curriculum that they could teach. They felt very backed in a corner about the assessments that they had to give, benchmarks, that kind of thing. And many of them mistakenly felt, in some cases, that they kind of had to teach the test and do things in order that it was supposed to be done. Well, in reality, it doesn't work that way. You have to bend, and you have to shift, and you have to modify. But a lot of young teachers don't have that experience to do that yet.
Right. Okay. So now that you're not teaching, so what are you doing, or what do you want to accomplish now at this point?
Well, after I left teaching, I went into administration for 3 years, and actually it was probably the best 3 years of my education career in public education.
Oh, okay.
There were 3 new administrators on this campus. The campus was it was not doing well. It was kind of known as the dumping ground of the district.
Right.
Lots of administrator turnover. So when I got this position, there were 2 other administrators who also were new to administration, which was, again, a very unique position, but we were already at the bottom.
Right.
And so we were allowed to do a lot of things outside of the box.
Right.
And within 3 years, we had that campus turned around. Teacher morale was through the roof. Teacher requests to transfer to our campus was through the roof. But it was totally unorthodox, totally out of the box, totally unique situation, and unfortunately that doesn't happen all the time.
Right. At 3 years, though, it seems to be like the magic number. I had a principal that always said 3 years is what it takes.
Yeah, that's about right.
Okay.